Ooh, a ritual to meet the Horned God. Let's try it.
If you would like to learn about fairy folklore, delve into modern fairy faith spirituality, and explore fun and fanciful fairy-themed events, please subscribe to Fairy Fortunes for new videos every Friday.
Hello, my fair friends. I'm Ruby Ruse, and today on Fairy Fortunes, I want to share with you a ritual that I performed out of Jason Mankey's latest book, The Horned God of the Witches. This book was one of my favorite books that I read in 2021. The research that Jason Mankey put into this book, exploring the various horned gods that appear throughout human culture around the world, is just fascinating, and I highly, highly recommend it. I was very excited that in this ritual, some of the implements that he included, acorns and of keys. I was really excited to use that and to consecrate this particular key in that ritual. So without further ado, let's take a look.
I'd like to share with you a ritual that I'm doing outdoors with the light fading fast as it is in Illinois in the middle of winter, and it's already getting dark even though it's not quite even past 5 o'clock yet. So this was one of my favorite books that I read, I believe, at the end of 2021. It is Horned God of the Witches by Jason Mankey. And I have been meaning to do his ritual to meet the Horned God. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I brought out my stang here. Stang is a tool used in traditional witchcraft, and I'm just going to kind of clear the space and set my ritual intention. So sometimes rituals are more beautiful when these portions are memorized, but today I'm just going to read straight from the book. This day I seek the Horned One. I call to him as the god of the earth and protector of wild spaces.
This ritual calls for a pair of acorns, one that you leave as an offering to the Horned God, and one that you take home as a token for yourself and your altar. It also requires the use of a key, which I'm very excited about, as I feel that keys are connected to the spirit realm as they open portals.
To the Horned God I say hail and welcome. These acorns are a part of this ritual, and I'm instructed to hold them in my hand to commune with the environment that I'm in to make sure that I have been welcomed by the Horned God. Okay. Something that has happened is I cannot light my candle that I brought, so I'm a little disappointed about that. This could be that things are not going as planned. There's a lot of noise out. It's starting to get dark. So this could be taken as a sign that maybe this isn't the best time to do this. Now we dig in the icy world. It's going to be tough, but we're going to do it. To you, Great One, I leave this acorn as a symbol of an offering. I am of the web, and I take this acorn with me as a reminder of who and what I am and my promise made this night.
In this part of the ritual, I'm actually doing some scrying into the wine as instructed by Jason Mankey. And I had a really unusual vision. I had what I thought at the time might have been the image of the Devil card from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. But after doing some more internet research, I actually found that it seemed to be a picture in the book, The Pillars of Tubal-Cain. So I'm very excited to read this work.
I drink in fear and dread. Horned God, I wish to walk with you in this life. May I honor all your mysteries and stand strong in the knowledge that you are both a God of the living and a God of the dead. Accept this offering for your cauldron. Accept this offering. That wasn't creepy at all. Hail the Horned One. I share this nourishment. Hail to the Horned One. Hail to the Horned God. Horned One, thank you for joining me tonight in this ritual and allowing me to feel your energy and power. May I walk forward with you and embrace your mysteries until we are next together in circle. I bid you hail and farewell. Allowing me to have my ritual here tonight. Hail. I bid you farewell.
So I did learn some very interesting things during the ritual to meet the Horned God. I did find that I was kind of distracted. It's very challenging to do a ritual and have to consider, I need more light because I'm filming this. Am I in frame? Is this a pretty picture to share with the world? That kind of thing. So I felt a little removed from the ritual because I was worried about things that were mundane and outside of that ritual space. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that in the future, because I did enjoy the process and I would like to share more magical and ritual work with you here on Fairy Fortunes. So that's something I'm going to have to explore and work with. Even with that, even with all of the distractions that I encountered, I did really have a profound experience in this ritual. During the scrying portion, of course, there was that moment where I had this very profound image that when I was doing more research after the ritual had concluded, I found that the image that I saw bore a very striking resemblance to an image that is in the book, The Pillars of Tubal-Cain. So I'm really looking forward to reading that work now. The other thing is that I have gone and done rituals in that forested area where that was recorded, and I specifically chose that spot because I've been there before and had had great experiences doing rituals there. But I had forgotten that I was with other people for those other rituals. It was hard being by myself. When you're doing a ritual with multiple people, you have more than one set of eyes that can just keep a lookout and make sure that there's not anyone that can disturb the ritual, somebody that has nefarious intentions that might hurt you. And also there was a lot of action in the woods. I wasn't necessarily worried so much about a human being disrupting my ritual, but I did get to a point where I thought, what if there's a loose dog? What if there is a wild creature? And doing some of the deep magic work that I was doing in this ritual, it once again would have been nice to have a second, at least one more set of eyes to be mindful of that and to share in that responsibility. So there was an element of I was so lucky. I felt so lucky to be alive when I packed up my stuff and left at that point, because it got dark really quickly out there. I am very excited to work more with these tools. I do intend to incorporate the key more into my magical practice. I feel now that this key is very strongly tied to more of my TradCraft tradition that I'm exploring right now with my coven. So I have meditated with this key since the ritual, and I feel like there's a lot of magical power in this key now, so I'm very excited to do more with this key. This acorn and its mate that I left at the ritual site, these acorns actually came from another experience, magical experience that I did. They came actually from a cemetery and were connected to death work and psychopomp energy, working with energies of the dead, of which many horned gods are associated with ancestral work and death work. So very interested to look more into how I can use these consecrated items. Another thing that I would change is that the ritual itself had such poetic language in it. I did voiceover on the ritual because I really wanted to protect Jason Mankey's work in this, so you really would have to get a copy for yourself to experience the full ritual. But his words are really beautiful, and I wish that I had it on a recording to play over so that I could just relax into the ritual and not have to worry about reading it. Or I would work hard to memorize rituals that had very specific words, because the poetry in this ritual just was really lovely, and reading it from the book was just a little awkward. And so to do a ritual like this in the future, I would tape record it or memorize it before doing it. Highly recommend this book. Jason Mankey, you can buy his work on Amazon. He also has copies for sale on his website. I will have some resources linked for you down below. And with that, my fair friends, have a magical day.